PHNX Cardinals podcast. We appear to have rookie numbers. This is your premier Arizona Cardinal podcast. Like and subscribe. Become a diehard. Go PHNX.com. We're going to talk Zay Jones in just a little bit. But before the show took place, we do have some clarity, albeit vague, on Twitter streets. I'm Johnny Venerable. He's Bo Brack. Damon, Dawg back behind the mic. Do we have rookie numbers specifically for Sweet Baby Marvin Harrison Jr. Bo Brack?
I believe we do. It's unconfirmed, right? This is via NFL jersey numbers at NFL_jersey_num, your go-to source for NFL jersey numbers. And they're saying Arizona Cardinals wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. is wearing number 18, last assigned to BJ Ojulari. So the pass rusher, I'm looking at his, looking for an update as far as on the roster, the official roster, as far as what we have access to. Not seeing any of these numbies, Johnny, but we're seeing the entire rookie class basically represented with new numbers, new digits as they make their professional debuts later this week.
So BJ Ojulari was just seen at the Cardinals facility days ago working out with his teammates, repping 18. So if this is true, this means it got done over the course of the last, couple of days. We have speculated, as the fans of this podcast know, about what number is Marvin Harrison Jr. going to wear. Looks like we have a little bit more clarity on that. So maybe a fat check was cashed by BJ Ojulari to graciously hand over number 18, something that he took immense pride with, having worn that as an LSU Tiger. It's a big deal with LSU, but it's an even bigger deal, and we've argued this respectfully to BJ. This is marketing dollars not only for MHJ, but for the Arizona Cardinals. Everybody stands to benefit financially with Marvin Harrison Jr. wearing number 18. Ojulari benefits clearly from it. Marvin, obviously, the Arizona Cardinals, don't get it twisted. They wanted MHJ to get his college number. They want to put him on every media publication. They want to put him outside the State Farm Stadium. They want to put him all over the website, NFL Network, whatever. They want him in a recognizable number. The Cardinals red mirrors the red of Ohio State. We even joked about it last year at the uniform unveiling. It's like Ohio State 2.0. And now, presumably, based on this Twitter account that we feel like is somewhat legitimate, Marvin Harrison Jr. will have his college number. We're actually going to talk to his college coach later on in the show, Brian Hartline. But, I mean, it's a big deal because we've proclaimed it on this show. It's going to be the fastest selling jersey in the history of the Cardinal franchise over the last 20 plus years. A new jersey's become available. When it is, the Cardinals, their fan base, are going to eat it up, and rightfully so.
And we've got the jersey numbers, the digits for most of the rookie class, which we'll get to in a moment here. And as we said earlier, these are unconfirmed. The team hasn't come out and said, yes, those are indeed what numbers they'll be wearing. But this NFL jersey numbers account has been accurate. It's always been ahead of the game as far as getting jersey numbers before they're on the official roster. When you go to azcardinals.com, when you look at the roster in, the kind of back channel or behind the scenes rosters that we have access to right now, I don't see anything that confirms it, and they still do have BJ Ojulari as number 18. I don't see a new number for the second-year pro out of LSU. But we'll see. I mean, when you look at BJ Ojulari, I noticed this when I was just checking his Instagram because the type of sleuth I am. He spells his handle with a 0.
Listen, somebody on this show, not named Bo or Damon, for the last 2 weeks, post-draft has been saying, give Ojulari 0. Respect to Zach Pascal, who, listen, his job might be in jeopardy here in the next couple of, I don't know, but Ojulari should have 0. Get it? Ojulari? That's awesome. An outside pass rusher with O? That's a great number. Assuming the pass rushers can wear it. I have no idea if they're able to. I think they can. I think single digits are fair game. So I think, again, it makes a lot of sense. Ojulari, fair or not, had he lit the world on fire as a rookie pass rusher, 12 sacks, was unbelievable, he'd have a greater case. But right now, and who knows, maybe he didn't make a stink about it. Maybe he's just like, yeah, that's cool. Let's work something out. Everybody's giving him love in the chat. They should drop a like on this video. I think Ojulari made the right decision for the greater good because his legacy now is going to be cemented with a new number, right? He does not, like, I couldn't tell you, Chandler Jones' college number. I couldn't tell you DeAndre Hopkins' college number. I couldn't tell you Larry Fitzgerald's college number. It's what you do in the NFL. And BJ Ojulari had a slow start to his career last year. He's coming back from injury. He had a nice couple of games, over October, November, and then he kind of tailed off. Like, this is the pop year for BJ. Get a new number and rock it this year, and it's going to be cemented. Budda Baker, we've talked about it, changed numbers 3 times. 36, 32, number 3, right? And everybody knows him now as number 3. Marvin Harrison Jr., as we've seen during his draft process, where he sat out the draft process, got ready for the season, special circumstances for special talent, special players. This is one of those instances. The Cardinals, give them credit, like, you had to get him 18. Kyler Murray had his college number. That made sense. Number 1, it's the same thing, if not more so. Marvin, it's the best thing for business for the Arizona Cardinals to secure 18 for Marvin, and kudos to Ojulari for making it happen, if this is true.
Right, and it seems like 8, he plays a special role in the Harrison family, right? As we mentioned, Senior wore 8 at Syracuse when he made it to the NFL level, where receivers primarily wore 80s digits. He wore 88. And then, as you mentioned, Marv playing big-time college football at Ohio State was wearing number 18. And there wasn't a whole lot of options as far as 88 being retired by the Cardinals and 18 and 8 being retired by the Cardinals. And then really it was just 18. He was going to have to strike a deal. And
yeah.
I asked Marv in his post press conference availability. I said, have you made a decision on jersey number? He said, no. And I said, is that something that's important to you? And he basically said, we're working something out. Not so much as far as like striking a deal, but something was in the works at that time. So it's something that it does matter a little bit to him. And I'm sure that they want to continue, like he wants to carve out his own legacy, but also kind of honor his dad a little bit by keeping that 8 on his jersey number. And it's good. It's a good looking aesthetic. I mean, as far as the new uniforms, the icy whites, the home reds, the alternate blacks, they're all going to look great with the number 18 and Harrison Jr. on the back and him catching passes from Kyler Murray.
And this is the official uniform beat for anybody who questions that. Last year, we were on the new uni beat. This year, you got Bo Brack asking Marvin Harrison Jr. at the opening press conference, what number are you going to wear? What can we tell the audience? Because guess what? That's what people want to know. People can poo-poo that all they want. My co-host doesn't wear jerseys, but he's committed to the jersey beat, and I appreciate that.
For you. Again, I like
a
good-looking jersey. I do. I like a good-looking uniform. Who doesn't? You point me to a red-blooded American man or woman or anybody, and they say that they don't like a nice, good-looking uniform. I'm pointing you to a liar, probably, or somebody that needs some serious help. They need to live in a room with padded walls.
Listen, I'm going to shill for the Cardinals for a second. I love the white helmet, and I love their new jerseys. I love the all whites. I like the red a lot, and I like the black a lot. You put 18 on those white uniforms. If they're on the road week 1 and he's in the all whites with number 18, doesn't get much better. That's about as good as it gets outside of a dub for Arizona Cardinal fans. If you don't feel that right now, Cardinals have gone back to their roots, their heritage. They've got a clean look now. And then a year later, they've got presumably the best wide receiver come out of the draft in half a decade. So, all right. So Marvin's 18. Do we have some other number updates, Bo?
Okay, Damon, he's working hard on it. Okay. He's working hard on it, but I think we've got the entire rookie class. And
well, see, that makes me feel better, not to interrupt you, about this account. If he or she's churning out the entire rookie class, that makes me feel better that it's legitimate. Do you agree with that?
I do. I haven't seen this. I haven't seen this account miss. Right. I'm not saying like Desmond Ridder came onto the scene with the Cardinals and he's flipping out a Desmond Ridder number 9 jersey before anybody else had it. And I remember like he had the Dobbs jersey update. So pretty good work from the NFL jersey numbers account at NFL_jersey_num on Twitter for all you jersey number fiends out there. It pretty much, that's where you're going to scratch that itch on the bird here with jersey numbers. One of the hosts on this show had correctly identified what number other first round pick Darius Robinson's going to wear. We'll unveil that in a bit.
Wow.
If you want to spoil it, you can go check out the account. They've posted, I think, all of the rookie class.
For somebody who hates wearing a jersey, you were grossly accurate with these rookie numbers. And I hate to give you props on this show. You nailed Darius Robinson's number without even trying. So congratulations. That's nice work.
Thank you.
16 was a little easier for Max Melton. I'll spoil that one right there. K2 saying JV was holding the line for 18. I never want to be the guy that comes on the show and is like, give up your number. You're trash. You're not any good. Marvin gets your number. But like, it made fiscal sense for everybody involved for him to give it up. Yeah. Like, he is going to benefit financially. The Cardinals and Marvin are going to benefit financially. Like, it just, welcome to today's NFL. Like maybe 20 years ago, you'd figure something else out. Now it's like, no. Cardinals understand what they have. What they have is a potential golden goose of a player and a prospect. I mean, we talk about it. I'm so sick of opposing fans at State Farm Stadium. I'm sick of it. This is a step to decrease that. As crazy as that is, they haven't won a flipping game. They've got 8 wins in 2 years. 4 wins under JG last year. They were competitive as hell. You have to get star players. People want to come watch star players compete. They want to put their tickets down on Game Time, on their ticketing apps, and go watch MHJ. And aesthetically, getting his college number that people know is one of the most famous college players of the last half decade, that goes a step in the right direction. Now, you got to win games eventually. And hopefully that starts in August, September. But, like, you can't tell me this is an improving the game day experience. And people can say I'm overreacting. No chance. The Cardinals wanted this. I guarantee it.
Well, and you think about the history of this organization, right? Especially since it moved to the desert in the late 80s. Like, as far as 5 to 10 year runs of players that you could say, hey, I'm going to go buy that jersey and be proud to wear it. And it's not going to be a player that's going to be A, like a cap casualty, B, force his way out, or his production completely falls off a cliff. Like, how many guys, I mean, just thinking recent history, like probably Fitz, Patrick Peterson, and Pat Tillman are the only jerseys that you could buy and know that it's going to have some staying power as far as your ability to wear it proudly at State Farm Stadium. Otherwise, you're wearing, like, relative to the league, guys that were with this team, like Tyrann Mathieu, fan favorite. Everybody loved the Honey Badger, right? You get the number 32 jersey. One season he's got a torn ACL. The next season after that, he's got his extension that he's cut. They cut him from, and he's wearing a Houston Texans jersey. Next thing you know it, you've got guys that they were bringing in late in their careers. Like, you're getting Adrian Peterson. Sure, it's a big name. Anybody got a 23 Adrian Peterson jersey? Probably not, right? Gross. But there wasn't, like, and especially when you had a general manager who had the inability to select brand name talent in the first round, or just talent in the first round. He just didn't have the ability to do it. And right off the bat, like, you're starting to see Monti Ossenfort in his second draft. He took some guys, and I think you're going to see some jerseys that people are going to proudly go to the team shot and purchase and wear on their backs for the next couple of years.
Well, what's the common denominator of the group you just listed and why that's relevant? Homegrown talent that sticks around. That's how you make your mark with a jersey. Like the Watt jersey number 99, like, everybody knew, hey, he signed a 3-year contract, 2-year contract. This has a shelf life, right? What made it difficult with Tyrann is he kept getting injured. You would assume that that's going to be the guy. I love Budda Baker. Nobody expected Budda to have this kind of Cardinal career. And you can pick up a 3 now, and it's going to age well, but you didn't know it at the time. Like, think about some of their first-round picks, like Michael Floyd, no second contract, right? I love DJ Humphries. You're not buying a 74 jersey unless, you're close with DJ. And kudos, if you can rock an offensive lineman jersey, kudos to you. But, like, the rest of the group, like Simmons, Zaven Collins, think back to Josh Rosen. I'm guilty of that. Like, it has been rough. The jersey game for this franchise, I say this 100% sincerity. I have probably had 50 plus DMs over the past 18 months that have said, what is a safe jersey to buy? I want to buy a jersey. I want to get one of the new jerseys. I don't know what to purchase. Should I just get a Fitz one? He never even wore this uniform, these new uniforms. People had no idea because Kyler coming into a season with a new coaching staff, hadn't played, off a torn ACL. People talking about Cardinals sitting him and drafting Caleb Williams, right? There was nobody safe last year. Mm-hmm. There's light at the end of the tunnel now. You want to be able, as an NFL fan, to rep a current player on this current uniform. I think we got like 5 guys to pick from right now that I think you're safe to do. Like Trey McBride, Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison Jr. I think Michael Wilson's a very safe choice. I mean, is there anybody else that kind of fits that for the next at least like 4 to 6 years? Michael Wilson's going to be a contributor for the Cardinals for at least the next 3+ years, right?
Did you say sweet? Healthy. You said sweet baby Trey McBride? Did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. Okay.
I mean, Marv, Kyler. I think Kyler's very safe. Trey McBride, Michael Wilson. Those are 4 that immediately come to mind. Anybody defensively that you feel like could fit that?
I mean, Boot is in his final year of his contract. Right. So, I mean, JT. I mean,
yeah.
Darius Robinson, probably
56. Yeah. 56 jersey.
Oh, you're just gonna drop that. Let's take a look at the other jersey numbers as Damon put in some hard work here. Max Melton, as he mentioned, 16. Wore that at Rutgers. Trey Benson, 33, doubles up on his number 3 in college. Rabbit, Dadrian Taylor Demerson wearing the 42. That's a good safety number.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ronnie Lott. How about Xavier Thomas, the pass rusher out of Clemson's 54? And as Johnny said, the other first-round pick out of Missouri, Darius Robinson, wearing 56. Good number for you, defensive line player, pass rusher.
Yeah, it's a good looking group. Like 56 to me. I mean, how many? I mean, Dante Stills wears 55. I'd love to see 55 and 56 play right next to each other on certain downs. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Melton, you projected that 16 aesthetically. That's a number 1 corner number. Benson, to me, I'm going to tell you right now, that's probably, and not to say don't buy somebody's jersey. I would wait on Benson's jersey until 2025. I think if Budda Baker and James Conner leave, number 1, Benson becomes RB1. They drafted him to become RB1 eventually. You don't use a top 65 pick on a running back to be a backup forever. And then Benson was number 3 in college. So yeah. I think you're looking at that. That's Benson's. That's Trey Benson's Budda Baker's 36, where it's like, I'm going to play teams. I'm going to be a rotational guy. And then eventually I'm going to get my single digit and I'm going to be a fantasy darling. So yeah, those good looking numbers.
Yeah, I mean, I see Joshua saying 56 is mid, to be honest. I see Anthony saying kind of wish Darius wore another number. You mentioned James Conner, as we wished him a happy birthday. Our RB1 king is 29 this week, and he's in his final year of his contract. He wears 6. That was the collegiate number of Darius Robinson. So maybe hold off on getting the D-Rob right out of the gates. But And I don't think that it's any means the end of James Conner's career after this season. I think that they would love to potentially bring him back. But, you know, as far as those positions go, the running back position, traditionally, once you hit the age of 30, production goes a direction most NFL teams don't really like to deal with.
Yeah, and I don't want to turn this into they're not re-signing Budda, they're not re-signing James, but like if people listen, you buy James and Budda jerseys because they're great players. But if we're looking at the rookie class, Marvin and Melton to me stand out as the 2. Like, okay, those are top 50 picks, and obviously Marvin's a top 5 pick. Like those seem pretty safe. I don't see Max Melton, if he can play, changing uniforms anytime. Like 16 is a really nice CB1, CB2 number for a player that didn't he rep 16 at Rutgers?
Yeah. And then like Robinson's like 56. Lawrence Taylor wore 56.
That's a good number.
It's a good number for a pass rusher. Looks good in the uniform.
It does. He's a big man. I can't wait to watch him play.
He's a big, menacing man on the field. Let's take a look at a couple of these other ones. So
yeah,
you got Isaiah Adams, 3rd-round pick out of Illinois. You got Christian Jones, 5th-round pick out of Texas. So Adams is 74, the old DJ Humphries number. Christian Jones wearing 75. Tajon Palmer wearing 83, Greg Dortch's old number. And the jersey that Johnny's going to buy, Tip Raymond, number 87. What do you think? You going to get it? You going to wear it on Sundays?
No, but that's a nice aesthetic tight end number. That usually means receiving, blocking tight end. I mean, listen, 85 is where my eyes are going to go, but if 87 becomes a good player, that's awesome. 89, 87, not 88, but that's good. At least it's not in in the 40s. Tip Raymond with a 40 something number would be rough. That would be like hey, I'm just here to do one thing, and that's block. 87 gives me some hope, as superficial as it is, that he's going to catch some passes. I really like Christian Jones, 75. It's a good-looking number for a player that Texas was a stalwart on their offensive line. Like, that's not a throwaway number by any means. Yeah, it's a nice group. And here's the thing. No shade at the players that were remaining. When the Cardinals need talent and you make 12 picks, there's going to be a lot of good jerseys numbers up for grabs because they've circled a lot of guys in and out over the last 12 months. They made 12 draft picks and 2 trade backs for a reason within this class last month. They did so because they needed an infusion of talent. So now it's like, hopefully in conjunction with last year's group, like, of course, we associate Michael Wilson with 14 now, Paris with his number. Now we look at this rookie class and it's like, these are the players we're going to get to know, hopefully, for the next half decade plus. It's a good group, and I'm anxious to see them on the field come Friday.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Now we're on BJ Ojulari number watch the rest of the way. And look, as far as the reports from Jordan Schultz, it might actually, shed some light on what number Ojulari could wear.
It was a slow news day until it wasn't. So let's transition to that. Before we talk about Zay Jones, I do want to tell everybody about a BetMGM first offer. We had over 400 people watching right now. Drop a like and tell me if you like this. Free monies with our friends at BetMGM. Sign up with the bonus code PHNX. You can dabble with the Grand Slam jackpot promotion every single Friday, Saturday, Sunday through the MLB season. Okay, you're looking to make some cheddar cheese on BetMGM? Well, pick out a player that you like to hit a home run. If that player on those days hits a home run, better yet, a Grand Slam, you're going to win $50K in daily prizes, or share that prize with every other winning bettor. And you're like, no, I don't want to do baseball. I want to do MLS. I want to do UFC. I want to do something different. We're going to still hook you up with our friends at BetMGM. All you got to do, download the BetMGM Sportsbook app on your iOS or Android device, or check them out at betmgm.com. Sign up and deposit at least $10 in your newly created BetMGM Sportsbook account. Place your first wager and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if it loses. I'll tell you right now, my BetMGM pick of the week, I think Minnesota is going to sweep the Denver Nuggets. I like them back-to-back at home. They're going to go 8-0 to start this postseason. That's my BetMGM pick of the week. Parlay that right now with your bonus bets. Do it for free with the bonus code PHNX. Again, you can bet up to $1,500 back. If your bonus bets lose, you're going to get those back into your account. If you win, you get your money. You're always coming out in the green with our friends at BetMGM. Check out the show notes for full details. And now listen to Shane Diefenbach talk about it in the disclaimer.
Bonus bets expire in 7 days. One new customer offer only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus only. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. See BetMGM.com for terms. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, North Carolina, Ontario, or Puerto Rico.
We got more breaking news. We'll get to that in just a minute. But also got to tell you about meat and seafood that's going to make your life simpler from our friends over at Butcher Box. It's already made my life simpler. Johnny, have you gotten steak that you're going to not eat all of it from Butcher Box yet?
How dare you?
Have you received your package yet?
I have not. No one sent me anything. It's like they're like, we saw you badmouth some steak in India and we don't trust your judgment. So I take offense to that.
Well, I'm a proud owner of my first Butcher Box. Can't wait for the next one a week from today. It makes everything as simple as it possibly gets. You log in on the website, butcherbox.com, use that code PHNX, sign up. You can get $20 off your first order and free meat by using that promo code. But also you pick from, your choices of meat. You can get beef, you can get poultry, you can get seafood, you can get some pork in there as well. You just check out what you want. Every Butcher Box product is third-party animal welfare certified. They deliver high-quality meat, unbeatable value, and complete flexibility as far as shipping. It's always free. You never have to question that. They deliver to your door and on your schedule, and you can cancel anytime. That's right. Check out butcherbox.com and save big by using the code PHNX. Go to butcherbox.com/PHNX. Use the code PHNX. Get free meat and $20 off your first order.
You mentioned breaking news. Here it is. The NFL schedule release. We thought potentially it could happen as early as this Thursday. No, it's going to happen a week from tomorrow, Wednesday, May 15th. Mark it down. The schedule release in the NFL. Again, thought it was happening a little bit sooner, but now we have time to prepare, I guess, to potentially see the Arizona Cardinals. Will they be on national TV after being shut out last year? Will they get an overseas game? Well, there's rumors that they could be playing in Munich. So again, schedule release happening next Wednesday.
That's going down. Can't wait for it. It's going to be a great, epic show here on PHNX Cards. Loved it last year. We had the entire Cardinals 2023 slate half hour before it was officially unveiled. Hopefully we can do the same with some great games. Hopefully a couple primetimes games, as you said, and an international game. We'll see. But we mentioned a little bit as far as the number that BJ Ojulari could be wearing.
Yeah.
You had kind of predicted 0, but as we know, 0 is currently worn by Arizona Cardinals wide receiver and special teamer Zach Pascal. Well, Jordan Schultz today woke us up with the report that Zay Jones, former Jaguars wide out, is coming in for a visit here with the Cardinals and could potentially maybe join the team. Jones was cut after the draft. He already met with the Titans. What'd they do today, Johnny?
They signed Tyler Boyd, so they're not signing Zay Jones.
And a few other teams showing interest. His market has begun to heat up.
So I predicted Ojulari maybe wearing 0. I did not see this coming. I came out on Twitter and our show doubling down. I'm like, they're not going to sign a receiver. They like their group, and they still might not. Like this is not a done deal. But why are you making it a priority? I mean, this is their first priority free agent visit since the draft. They signed a special teamer today. We're going to get to that. That's a special teamer. And I'm not going to poo-poo special teams. This is a guy that once upon a time a second-round pick that's been at least in a rotation of the top 2 or 3 receivers on his teams dating back to, I think, when he was drafted 2018, something like that. Most recently with the Jaguars, he missed 7 games this year, 8 games this year with an undisclosed injury. I'm not sure. But last year, he had over 800 yards for a Jaguar team that made the postseason. Like, so he and Christian Kirk in that receiving core. So here's what I think about it. It's not going to cost you very much money. He's a big target. He's 6'2". He can play inside and outside. If they can make it work financially, it's a good signing. It's somebody that could back up either Marv, Michael, or Greg Dortch. Like, he's got experience. Will he play special teams? I don't know. But to your point, like, what does this mean? They signed Chris Moore to play special teams. They drafted a receiver late. They love Zach Pascal. He's a glue guy. He's a locker room guy. I don't think he has any guaranteed money left over. I don't know how much the dead cap hit would be. It would be minimal. I don't think that at the end of the day, they want to cut Zach Pascal. We have more break. This is like the breaking news show.
Yeah, I'm going to have to send this to Damon. This is too hot not to share.
Wow. Too hot. I see people in the chat alluding to it. Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
Let's see.
We'll get this up here quickly.
Okay.
Damon, I'm sorry, man. You're working your ass off today.
Damon's back after 1 day off. Damon had 1 day off for the first time in 90 days, and now he's back.
Damon went on a day trip up to Sedona. He took some time to reflect on how he held the line, and we put him immediately back to work as quickly as possible and doubled and tripled his workload.
Damon, welcome back. Get to work.
So, yeah, the Zay Jones thing, it is interesting. Like, when you look at it, he hasn't played any teams, but you did mention they officially signed, linebacker who's primary special teamer from the Bengals. And, is that a move that they wanted to maybe get ahead of to, is Zay Jones and Marcus Bailey, who's the linebacker who comes over from Cincy, are they going to play a couple of the roles that Zach Pascal plays?
Can Zay Jones play special teams? That's the question that
he hasn't in the last couple of years. I mean, I just don't see any. I mean, he hasn't played any snaps. He hasn't played special teams in 2 seasons.
Then I don't think they're cutting. If they sign him, I don't think they're cutting Zach Pascal. Then Zach Pascal is a tremendous special teamer. Zach Pascal is a tremendous run blocker. So, like, what's the most amount of receivers that they could carry? Marv, Michael, Greg, Zay Jones, Zach Pascal, Chris Moore. Are they going to carry 6 receivers?
Yeah, I mean, you've got one guy you drafted in Tajon Palmer and Xavier Weaver too.
Yeah, I think that spells trouble for a 7th rounder and undrafted free. I think that spells practice squad for them. I think that receiving
And that's
core,
fine.
yeah, no, I mean, first world problems, right? Like that's all those receivers not named Greg Dortch are big, by the way. I thought Chris Jones or Zay Jones was like 5'10", 5'11". He's 6'2". I mean, he's not small. He's not a great player. Like he doesn't have tremendous separation. He's a contested catch guy. His yards per catch is usually around 11, 12 yards. He's not a big explosive guy, but he can get open. And he's somebody that in the intermediate part of the field, he can help you. So listen, I want to go into the season with as many proven commodities that are not going to hamstring this team long term. Zay Jones is going to cost you minimal money. It's going to be a one-year deal if you do it. So if they can get it done, great. My only concern if I'm Zay Jones is like Greg Dortch, Michael Wilson, and Trey McBride and MHJ are going to get a lot of targets. Like, could I go somewhere else and get more looks? But maybe he feels like he could compete with Dortch and Michael Wilson. I don't think so. I think they're going to get the benefit of the doubt, but be a nice depth piece for sure. I would welcome it.
Right. And there's the variables that come into play as far as what it's going to cost to get a Zay Jones, and then also the ability to get on the field, like, as you're kind of outlining there. It would be Zay Jones betting on himself, playing the odds that a guy that Michael Wilson, who missed time in his rookie year and missed time at Stanford, is going to miss time in his second season, and that he's going to get an opportunity playing the Z, or maybe popping inside and playing a little slot as well. It's not an offense that's going to put 3 wide out, or 4 wide for that matter. I mean, it's going to be a team that's primarily going to be with an X and a Z, maybe a slot or 2 tight end set. So, like the opportunities are going to be limited, but if Zay Jones wants to bet on himself, or this is few of it, even though Jordan Schultz is saying his market's heating up, I don't know if the Cardinals in any way are going to win a bidding war for Zay Jones.
Well, hey, you want to come here and be a part of what we're doing? Here's a contract. This is what we're prepared to offer you. Come and win a job.
Yeah.
And if he's not vibing, hey, Zay Jones, how many teams you've been on since you've been drafted? This would be your 4th team. Like you've never had a 1,000-yard receiving season. You're a middle of the road receiver who's drafted out of East Carolina, high in the 2nd round. Like this is who you are. You're available in May for a reason. So what kind of Tyler Boyd is significantly better and has played more big games. He got incentives that could reach $4.5 million. Tyler Boyd is infinitely more proven and I think more competent than Zay Jones. He's going to go to Tennessee and he's going to be unequivocally their number 3 receiver. Like Zay Jones, I'm sorry. Like I would rather give targets to Greg Dortch and Michael Wilson, which they will. But as somebody puts it in the chat, Ozzy, it's 17-week season. Zay Jones, perfect wide receiver 4, 100%. I wanted them to add a top 100 wide receiver prospect to go with Marvin. They didn't do that, right? They added a tight end that blocks. That's what they wanted to do. That's their MO. So I did not foresee them when guys like Roman Wilson were available, then turning around and signing a wide receiver 4 in free agency 2.0 after the draft. Clearly that's what they're going to do, or they're at least exploring it. So I'm not here to hate on it, but to me, it sends a little bit of mixed messaging, but to each their own. It would be a nice addition if they added him.
Yeah. When I'm looking at Zay Jones' season with the 823 yards in 2022, you also see that he had 13 drop passes.
Yeah, that's not good. I think Larry had that for his career.
36 in his career. Zay Jones had a third of that in a season. So he obviously was getting a ton of opportunities with Trevor Lawrence down there in Jacksonville, but according to his Pro Football Reference page, 823 yards is great. But 13 drops, my good Lord, that's a ton. And then, as you mentioned, came back, played 9 games last year, 321, with only 1 drop. So he kind of was able to figure out the dropsies last year.
And listen, a lot of people are saying Michael Wilson hasn't stayed healthy. That's true. He would tell you that. Greg Dortch plays special teams. We saw Zach
Wilson said that's his number 1 priority.
Right.
Yeah.
I like competition.
Yeah.
Michael Wilson, Greg Dortch don't want to be handed anything. Certainly Greg Dortch has proven to everybody, he'll compete against anybody. Right. So will Michael Wilson. So bring a guy in that was a high 2nd round pick that's got experience, that's played on a postseason team in Jacksonville. Let's compete. Everybody come in here. This receiving core, with Zay Jones is better without it than without it. So I'm open to him being on the team. Absolutely. Like if Michael Wilson has an injury and it's October and they need another big body receiver, I would rather have Zay Jones than Chris Moore playing snaps or Zach Pascal. So if that's the rationale, okay, hell yeah, let's do it. But I don't feel like anything's imminent with this. Do you? I think he's probably going to have more visits after this.
Right. And look, I mean, what Cole's saying, he offers 0 special teams value, and then you say you stay away, you can't catch. I mean, there's a couple strikes against him, right? I mean, his versatility and, his ability to help. And then last year missed some time. That's why you and I were kind of like, we looked at it, you look at the resume, and it's one of those like head scratching, doesn't really fit what's going on here. Like, are they doing his agent a favor? Are they truly intrigued by Zay Jones? Like, does he have any ties to Drew Terrell? Does he have any ties to anybody in the coaching staff? I'm just not seeing a whole lot of it. And that's why, there was push from you and I yesterday when there was people saying, hey, you should go kick the tires on Zay Jones.
They used a top 100 pick on a blocking tight end when a ton of good receivers were still available. So I thought that was them showing their hand, but maybe not. All right, we got to get back to this. Andy saying,
you, Victor. Definitely an ick if you can't catch Bo. I had my phone to my ear when Kyler Murray.
Bo is not a top 50 prospect out of East Carolina. Andy in the chat saying, I don't see anywhere saying MHJ got number 18. I just searched the web. How about the dark web? How about the Instagram web? Let's turn our attention to that. Marvin Harrison Jr. on his Instagram, Bo. There it is in all its glory.
Oh, look at that thing. That's gorgeous. That's absolutely gorgeous. That's the most beautiful thing these eyes have ever seen.
I've got 2 framed photos of my kids' birth announcements. That might go next to them. We're very fortunate on this blessed day on May 7th on a Tuesday, getting this visual right now. You're seeing live on PHNX Cardinals, the all red Marvin Harrison Jr., number 18. The bag has been secured. Again, big thank you to BJ Ojulari. Selflessness. That's what Gannon and Ossenfort talking about. Egoless. BJ Ojulari is now, if he wasn't already, a fan favorite with Arizona Cardinal fans. Marvin Harrison Jr.
All the sacrifices that have been made. Matt Prater missing that one, but 2 kicks in the regular season finale to keep the Cardinals 4th overall in the draft, right? You had Damon holding the line, Johnny just bullying you, verbally abusing you, saying you eat Skittles and Pepsi for dinner. Yeah, every day on this damn show.
Showing up
like, why is that being brought up? That's not relevant to this. I'm not turning this into a negative.
About the sacrifices that were made, damn it. And then BJ Ojulari, people say immediately when they connect the dots, Marv to AZ, the next thing they connect is, somebody's got 18. You better give that up, BJ. And he had to take unnecessary flack for it. But at the end of the day, made the necessary sacrifice for this fan base to be happy.
Let's see it one more time, Damon. For the folks at home.
Just keep it up all show.
Yeah, I think no one wants to see my fat face. Let's look at this. Marvin Harrison Jr., number 18 for the Arizona Cardinals. Say it out loud. It's happened. It's official. People are asking, did he sign his contract with the NFL PAs? He signed his player contract. I don't know. Here's what I do know. In 48 hours time, he's going to be at the building on Thursday. And in 72 hours time, he'll be on the practice field repping 18 with Tua's brother. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Throwing him passes to Tua's cousin that they signed to be a camp arm. Marvin Harrison Jr., though, will be on display on Friday, rocking the red and white, number 18. Get the Canton bus ready. Just do it now. Let's just start getting to work on that. Can we not?
I mean, as much as you're just celebrating MHJ and his arrival, just the ricochet shot, like just the disrespect to his brother.
He calls him to his brother and then immediately changes it to his cousin.
What is it? Is it his cousin? His brother? I'm
his brother.
Okay. Do we not say, though, they were going to get a camp arm to throw these rookies? It came out today. Two of his brothers coming to throw it. Hey, can you show some passes to
Seattle? He was just in Seattle. He's already making his life on the road as a camp arm.
How about Adonis? We need a moment of silence for all the hold the line members that died for the cause.
We lost a lot of good men and women. We really did. but it was for a worthy cause.
It was.
Bring the boys home. Bring the men and women home.
I really would compare it to like Normandy. D-Day.
My God.
Not do that.
Stop it.
People in the chat, I'm getting emotional. I'm tearing up. Ozzy, no disrespect.
Expiration date where we can make jokes about stuff.
You
Come
can't.
on.
Ozzy in the chat. This is like something I would say on the show. No disrespect.
The opinions and
disrespect.
thoughts of our producer do not reflect those of the hosts on this show.
No disrespect.
This is a respectable podcast. We have Brian Hartline joining us here in a few moments, and we think that there's some sort of like we've got an expiration date on one of the worst battles in the history of the world.
I'm hoping that the demo of this show just doesn't know what that is, and we can just bypass it. I didn't pay attention during social studies. Ozzy, no disrespect to his brother. He's trash.
Yeah.
No disrespect, though. This show's gone officially off the rails. And that's people get emotional. MHJ, the jersey. It's available. Is it available to purchase yet? Nothing yet. AZ Cardinals.
I was looking at Fanatics.
Well, Fanatics might have to wait a hot second. But like, if I wanted to, could I drive over to the West Valley today, go to the team store and get this? I know the team store is probably not open, but like, will the team store have this available this week, do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Go and you just go and get it. You just go buy his jersey this week at the team store. It's pretty tempting for a lot of people.
Word for it. I have no idea.
Stop telling.
I cover a team. I'm just guessing.
Are we getting to Brian today?
Are we getting?
We had 9 super chats to read.
Yeah, let's get to it real quick.
Okay, Cardi D, $2. Ready for my Tuesday dosage of the Cards Best Show. Well, Cardi, thank you for that pre-show super chat. We're hoping you're enjoying this breaking news just like the rest of us, Bo.
How about Charlie Sinclair, a resident Chargers fan? LA Chargers versus Arizona. I lose. Got to wear MHJ jersey. If Johnny gets the L, you get a Lambo. You have to wear the old kicker Lambo jersey. Is that what? Is that it?
I'll be in a Marv jersey. Thank you, Charlie. Joel, $4.99. Bidwell told BJ he'll get free lunch at the facility to give up 18.
It's a good deal. It's a pretty good deal.
BJ, you want this tuna fish sandwich for free? Guess what? Just give up your number.
Day. Get a little soda too.
How about
Dre? $1.99. Trey is shutting down the report of his number.
Yeah, there were people saying that on Twitter that the numbers weren't legitimate and Trey didn't know, but I think Trey maybe put in for a number he didn't know he got it. And
Trey Benson?
Yeah. And the rumor account had it before he did, that's not uncommon. Like, as crazy as that sounds, like players hear things secondhand on Twitter all the time. But it's official now. We know. I mean, Marv being 18, give a credit to that Twitter account. They had it first. Yeah. Charlie Sinclair, $1.99. Bo, you gonna wear an MHJ jersey?
There's nothing that people want to see than my late 30s out of shape body sporting the jersey of a just absolute specimen in Marvin Harrison Jr.
Bo only wears PHNX locker gear and red tuxedos.
That's right.
There's no in between. He doesn't wear anything else.
Nothing else. No other drip outside of PHNX locker merchandise drip.
Topic 64, front of the program, $4.99. Zay Jones can only elevate us more. Non-producers beware. How about that? Listen, he makes the team better. And if they're not going to be hampered financially, Bo, then why not do it? I mean, competition's good. And if he wants to come in here and compete, but again, I think he's got more visits lined up. I don't think the contract's been signed by any means.
Right. No, it's not a done deal. How about back-to-back super chats? $4.99 from Topic 64. I've read 4 articles today about James Conner and the Cowboys. Yeah.
We had some. We were going to bury Pro Football Network. We're going to have to do that.
Do you want to do that, or do you want to get to Heartline? We could push Heartline to tomorrow.
Let's do Heartline tomorrow.
Okay.
Let's just keep talking about the jersey. Drew White, $2. Love Michael Wilson, but he hasn't proven that he can stay healthy. He would tell you that. But I think, and I'm not being like, I'm trying to be objective when I say this. I think Michael Wilson's ceiling is infinitely higher than Zay Jones. Like, just full transparency. Zay Jones at 29. Like, have we seen Zay Jones' best year, his peak year 2 years ago? Like, I think Michael Wilson could have 1,000 yards receiving this year. Zay Jones has never done that. That's full transparency. I believe wholeheartedly. And I think a lot of NFL people would tell you that. You watch Michael Wilson against Seattle and San Francisco in his division dominate, put up really good performances. And again, he did some of that with Joshua Dobbs this year. I think Michael Wilson has a higher ceiling than Zay Jones.
Yeah, Zay Jones, he had a couple flashes, right? His rookie year in Buffalo and then most recently in 2022 in Jacksonville. But I think that the ceiling is higher for a Michael Wilson for sure.
And then lastly, Illadre $4.99. That jersey is more beautiful than pictures of the Mona Lisa. 100%. That's my art. That's the art.
Mona Lisa's mid compared to that.
Mid.com for sure. Let's keep the conversation going. But before we do that, I want to tell everybody about our friends at Circle K. Become a member of the Inner Circle. Just like our guy, Michael Wilson, he reps the Inner Circle. You can too. It's never a bad time to save some money with our friends at Circle K. America's thirst stop. Have a free new membership program that allows you to save 25 cents per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups. Plus, save 3 cents per gallon every single day after the fact. So no matter what, you're a member of the Circle K, you are saving money on your gas purchases. Plus, enjoy your member exclusive beverage deal. Inner Circle members like you can get any size Polar Pop or Frosty. How about this? Or Froster or Polar Pop, 69 cents. That's through September 3rd. So if you're a member of the Inner Circle, it's like I can just go in, I can get the biggest Polar Pop they have. It's going to cost me under $1. In today's day and age, when are you getting that kind of deal? That's like the old school deals. And Circle K, Inner Circle, it's the place to be. Find that in the app under Circle-Offers. Join the Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details, Bo.
Tough to beat what's going on at Circle K, but why not load up on delicious items at your Circle K and also gas up your vehicle, but also check out your local dispensary for the soft, bouncy, delicious cannabis gummies from our friends over at OG's Brands. It's the perfect maybe evening here in the Valley of the Sun. You load up on snacks, go home, maybe get a picture of Marvin's jersey there on display and pop a couple OGs. Sounds like a pretty special evening to me. The only way to make it happen, go to ogsbrands.com, check out their entire product line. How about their creams, their fruits, their sleep edition, their RSO, happy balance. They're all there for you. And there's going to be one for you, one cannabis gummy that you've been seeking your entire life for. OG's Brands is going to provide that for you. ogsbrands.com. Follow them on your socials at OG's Brands. Got to be 21 years or older. Of course, look for them in that local dispensary.
Cardinals also had another addition today. Here it is. Marcus Bailey signed a contract. I'd be remiss, Bo, if we didn't touch on this. 1-year deal. Core special teamer for the Cincinnati Bengals. We talked about the Cardinals prioritizing special teams. Drafted in 2020, had over 20 special team tackles over the last 2 seasons. The Bengals offensively been hit or miss, but defensively and their special teams have been elite. Marcus Bailey, only 27 years old. Cardinals, we've seen it since JG and Ossenfort arrived, put an emphasis on special teams. And this is a guy, listen, at the end of the day, that he's not going to vie for playing time defensively, you would assume at linebacker, but it probably spells not great news for some of these Keim holdovers that played under contract for JG and Ossenfort in 2023.
Yeah, and Josh Woods was a guy that played a role on this team, big role on special teams, and obviously he got an opportunity to play on defense, but he has not been brought back as of yet. Maybe they're bringing in a Bailey to play that role. But yeah, it's 3 phases of football for this organization. They don't take any of those lightly, and they know that they have to win in all 3 phases in order to potentially get a dub each and every week. So Bailey, 3% of the snaps played on defense. The bulk of his snaps are going to be played on, 4th down and kickoffs, and kickoff returns. And this is a team that's going to take the new kickoff rules very seriously. They made the addition of DJ Dallas. They're already been reviewing all the new kickoff rules that are in place that they adopted from the XFL. And, they're going to make sure that they're going to turn it into a strength.
Yeah, that's why I'm skeptical that they would just outright release Zach Pascal for Zay Jones. I think there's room for both players to exist. And the best version of Zach Pascal is to play next to Bailey on special teams. You don't want, and that was always an issue in prior regimes, is they just didn't prioritize it. They had older players starting offensively or defensively. They signed these high-priced guys, and then there was no depth to fill out the middle and the bottom of the rosters. This is a nice roster move. So I give credit, man, that like Ossenfort, I didn't know if he'd be passive post-draft, but like this is the first time, Bo, that we've seen. Like last year was an anomaly. They were stripping it down. They wanted all the undrafted free agents. They wanted all the draft picks. This year, it's like, oh, they're still actively going out and adding pieces post-draft to fortify a roster that a lot of us feel like very competitive this year. Borderline playoff team. Like these are the moves that are going to support that over the course of a 17-game season. So again, like you may not know the player necessarily, but feel good about the fact that they are improving this team beyond just April. Like we didn't really see that last year. It was basically like the rookies are playing, the young players are playing. Awesome. Not worried about the wins, more so the results. Like this year, it's like we're trying to win games. Like this is a 1-year contract for a special teamer that's going to help you. Zay Jones will be a 1-year filler contract to help your depth get through 17 games. It's a promising development for Arizona Cardinal fans. Like this about winning football games this year.
Yep. And it begins with the rookie class taking their first snaps, making their first workouts when camp opens on Friday morning, officially 9:30 in Tempe at the facility. They just released that. We'll get to talk to JG and then a couple members of the rookie class, I'm sure. I think we talked to Paris after his first practice, so hopefully we'll get to talk to Marvin after his first practice this Friday.
But on Friday, it's a big day here in the Valley. We've got the event at Tempe with Marvin and rookie minicamp. We also have Keep It at 100 at Dobson Ranch, the golf tournament that you have to be a part of. We've got room, Bo. A couple more foursomes remaining. And if you become a diehard right now, not only can you pick up a free t-shirt, but 20% off of your event entry point as a diehard. So tons of reasons now to become a part of what we do here at PHNX Sports. It was a banner event last year. We see our guys at Big Drive Energy. There's our guy, Sean DePaz. It's a great time, a great event. Weather's supposed to be elite. So again, good vibes in the Valley. Marv's first day of practice, rocking 18, and we got the scramble of all scrambles at Dobson Ranch, keeping it 100. It's the second annual golf classic brought to you by us here, PHNX Sports and ALLCITY, Bo.
Yep, can't beat it. 7:30 shotgun start. As Johnny said, there's foursomes, there's spots available. Head to gophnx.com to potentially get in for this unbelievable event, the second annual Keeping It 100 golf tournament with our guys over at Big Drive Energy, our national golf podcast.
I mean, as we recap and put some final thoughts on this show as it relates to Marvin Harrison Jr. securing number 18. Like, listen, I thought this was going to be Zay Jones all the time today. And we have a Brian Hartline interview that we're going to get to tomorrow. But like number 18 now, it's confirmed. It definitely makes things feel maybe more real. There were still some folks as it relates to Marv, even after they draft him, people in our chat, us at times, like this doesn't even feel real yet. He's got a number. He's got a number and he's going to be on display for the first time on Friday. It's a big deal. Like we're going to look back on this, hopefully 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. I'm like, yeah, I remember Marv's first practice. I remember when he got number 18. Now that number means something to Cardinal fans.
It's a big day for the Cards and their fan base and their star wideout, getting to keep his digits and continue to kind of his legacy that he started there in Columbus for Ohio State. And we'll hear more, as you mentioned, from his position coach, the co-offensive coordinator there in at the Ohio State, and Brian Hartline. We'll get to that tomorrow. Really great insight. Like I can't wait for people to hear what Hartline has to say. Some insight as far as who Marv is as the player, what makes him tick, what makes him great. Brian Hartline does a really good job in kind of examining and describing that to you and I, who were fortunate enough to talk to him earlier today.
Like this video, subscribe to PHNX Sports here on YouTube. We just crossed 28,000 subscribers. There is no better time than to be subscribed and ring that bell for notifications. Drop a like on this video. We're trying to get this video over. Let's do 400 likes for the over 400 people watching live. We thank you. Again, the line has been held. Marvin Harrison Jr. now repping number 18 for the Arizona Cardinals. First practice en route. So much breaking news. Zay Jones visits, schedule release a week from tomorrow, and all that and more happening with our Arizona Cardinals. Bo, in the news for the right reasons, thankfully, in 2020.
That's right. With the leadership change, things are on the up and up with this Cardinals organization. It is trending the right direction. Monti Ossenfort, Jonathan Gannon and crew, Kyler Murray, and as well, our guy, Marvin Harrison Jr. It's really not bad at all. What else? Oh yeah, we'll get to the James Conner stuff tomorrow too.
Yeah, there's so much good stuff. But today was about Marv. Today was about the Zay Jones discussion. For Damon, Dawg, Brack, I'm Johnny Venerable. Like this video, subscribe to PHNX Cardinals wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for helping make us the #1 Arizona Cardinal podcast in circulation. We're back tomorrow. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.